believe they got it right. And I give all the glory to God.
Relief and emotion in a Jackson courtroom. The verdict is in for Ted DiBiase Jr.
In a chapel filled with grief, a campus comes together. Students gather in prayer, honoring a life lost and leaning on each other to heal.
Spring break is over and Bulldogs are back and recharged. With the semester entering the home stretch, students are turning rest into results.
Starkville leaders are moving closer to a decision on a possible kratom ban. Thank you for joining us. I'm Trinity Johnson.
And I'm Jackson Gregg. City leaders have now held a first public hearing on an ordinance that would ban the sale, use, and possession of kratom inside city limits. Officials say they're concerned about safety and potential health risks, especially as the use of the substance has grown locally. Kratom is currently legal for adults in Mississippi, but state law allows cities to enforce stricter rules. A final vote is expected, a second public hearing on April 7th. After 4 hours of deliberations, the jury in the federal conspiracy trial of former pro wrestler Ted DiBiase Jr. found him not guilty on all 13 counts.
DiBiase Jr. was charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of money laundering, and 2 counts of embezzlement. He could have faced a maximum sentence of more than 160 years in federal prison if he had been convicted.
They got it right. And I give all the glory to God.
Ted DiBiase Jr. reacting to a huge victory in federal court. After deliberating for just over 4 hours Friday, a jury acquitted the former pro wrestler of all 13 counts in an indictment accusing him of stealing more than $2.9 million in federal welfare funds officials say was intended for low-income Mississippians.
7 years of being slandered and made to be something that is completely false. Is about torn my family apart, but we're strong.
Stunned federal prosecutors sat stone-faced as the court clerk stood and read the verdict, not guilty, 13 times. As DiBiase, his wife and mom all broke down and started crying as the jury looked on from across the courtroom.
And so I hope people will respect the judgment of these jurors, because one thing that these jurors have been exposed to that nobody else in the world has seen is the whole story.
Defense attorney Scott Gilbert believes he was on the cusp of victory a short time before the verdict came when the jury sent a note to the judge asking if they could consider whether DiBiase committed fraud himself, even if he obtained the fraud through fraudulent means and wasn't aware of it.
The jury asked a question about what it means when they don't think the defendant knew that something happened. That's a pretty good indicator that they had decided that whatever went on, Teddy DiBiase wasn't a part of.
I'm just grateful for it to be over, and I'm grateful that I get to go home to my children, and I will remain with them.
Federal authorities are preparing to return to court to pursue civil forfeiture proceedings to reclaim assets allegedly bought with welfare funds. Time now to get a look at our weather forecast with Gracie Fuller. Gracie, how are things looking?
Definitely different than what we've seen the past few days. I know the past few days have been in the 80s, but we are under a fire weather warning. That's because of those low humidity values, but also some wind gusts. So we currently have a cold front moving through, and you can see the cold front moving through right now, going through northeastern Mississippi, bringing some wind gusts. Here on campus, that is about to be seen. You can see that cloud coverage, definitely a different picture than what we've seen the past few days. We are going to have those winds persist through the rest of the night. Temperatures are going to significantly drop throughout the rest of the few days. I'll let you know coming up on the full forecast how cold these temperatures will get and if this fire weather is going to persist.
A case before the U.S. Supreme Court could affect how Mississippi students vote by mail. Justices are reviewing a law that allows some mail-in ballots to be counted if they arrive up to 5 days after Election Day, as long as they're postmarked on time. Mississippi does not offer in-person early voting, so many college students vote absentee by mail. If the court strikes down the grace period, students may need to mail ballots earlier to make sure they count. A decision is expected by early summer. Mississippi State is going global in just a few years. Students could be taking their classes all the way to Rome. Mississippi State is launching its first international residential center in Rome, Italy. The center is set to open up spring 2028 and will serve as a study abroad hub for up to 150 students each year. MSU leaders recently met with Pope Leo XIV as plans move forward. The facility, a former convent, is currently being renovated for students. Officials say the Rome location is the first of what they hope will be several permanent MSU sites abroad.
The University of Alabama community continues to mourn the loss of a classmate. 20-year-old Jimmy Gracie died in Barcelona, Spain last week in what police say was likely an accidental drowning. This week, Gracie's fraternity brothers attended a memorial mass to honor him. Aaron Llewellyn has details.
In a chapel filled with grief, the University of Alabama community came together in prayer. Friends, classmates, and loved ones packed the pews to honor the life of Jimmy Gracie and to lean on their faith and each other in this time of tragedy.
It just breaks our heart, and so anything we can do to come here and support him and his family and be in the presence of the Lord.
For many at the university, the pain of this loss stretches far beyond close friendships. Even those who didn't know Gracie personally, like Megan Carney and Kirsten Martin, say his death has shaken the campus.
I see some of the men in the fraternities hugging each other and crying at Denny Chimes, where they are holding pictures of him and some notes and stuff like that.
Gracie's Theta Chi fraternity brothers and Bama Catholic had a memorial mass right here in the building behind me. Organizers say that so many people showed up that they ran out of printed programs and had to create a virtual one on the spot. Some say that just goes to show how much Gracie meant to this community.
All people behind me have also come here to celebrate Jimmy and the impact that he has made on their lives as well. I think we're all growing together because of this, but overall it's awful.
Those who gathered say Gracie's legacy will live on through the people he touched and in the kindness they say he left behind.
I am incredibly thankful for what he has given to everyone at UA, any impact that he has given to anyone, because it's only been positive, amazing things.
And as the campus continues to mourn, many say they're holding tight to faith, to each other, and to the memory of a young man who clearly left a mark.
I'm just sending many, many prayers and thoughts to his family and his friends and everyone that was there the night that this happened. Truly, my prayers are with everyone.
In Tuscaloosa, Aaron Llewellyn, WVTM 13.
His death was ruled accidental, and police will not pursue any criminal charges, according to an autopsy report obtained by Spanish outlet El Periódico de Catalunya.
Coming up after the break, we'll see how students are planning to finish up their spring semester strong. Stay tuned for more.
As concern grows over the declining health of the world's oceans, veterinary students at Mississippi State are learning how to rescue and rehabilitate vulnerable marine animals. Through a unique partnership between the College of Veterinary Medicine and the Institute of Marine Mammal Studies in Gulfport, Mississippi, students are experiencing the chance of a lifetime. Real-time research of this fragile ecosystem prepares students for a future in providing care for sick and stranded dolphins, turtles, sea lions, and other marine species. At the same time, MSU's advanced diagnostic technology is helping innovate for solutions while improving treatment and outcomes. Not only are the waters of the Gulf Coast opening new worlds of discovery for Mississippi State veterinary students, they are much safer now, thanks to this game-changing partnership that's improving life for literally hundreds of aquatic animals.
Welcome back to Take 30 News. As the days are getting longer and temperatures are getting warmer, a new season has been welcomed into Starkville.
As of last Friday, spring has sprung, and students are looking to finish this semester strong.
It's finally that time of year again. The weather is mostly warmer, the days are longer, and the flowers are blooming. Students welcomed spring into Starkville with their spring break that took place last week. Students got a full week off of school, which was a much-needed time for students to relax, replenish, and gear up to finish off the semester strong.
I feel really rejuvenated. I feel like that break gave me kind of the just pause to let all the stress go, and then I'm just coming back into it with a new just strength because I got that nice week off.
Now that break is over, there are only 2 months left in the semester, with over half of it being done. This means that coming off of this break, a lot of the Bulldogs will be using their newly found strength and head to the library to hit the books to try have a strong finish to their semester, now that they've had some time off to rest.
So my goal is to finish out the semester is to really lock in, because first half of the semester didn't lock in that hard, so I kind of got a hole I got to dig out of. But really, I just want to finish this semester strong and try to pull my grades up and hopefully try to finish with a 4.0, but we'll have to see.
The last day of classes for spring of 2026 is May 4th, which may seem far away, but is just a month and a half out. Good luck to all the Bulldogs on finishing up their semesters after spring break. For Take 30 News, I'm Cameron Mazingo.
Mississippi State Track and Field is welcoming familiar faces back to campus this weekend. Bulldog alumni are returning to Starkville and connecting with the next generation. Alumni Weekend is bringing Mississippi State Track and Field greats back to where it all started. Former Bulldogs are reconnecting with the program they helped build and showing current athletes what's possible. That legacy includes Olympians like Anderson Peters, Erica Bugard, Curtis Thompson, and Marco Arup. For today's team, seeing that success up close makes the next level feel within reach.
Yeah, it feels amazing. I've been fortunate enough to be training here for the past 8 years now, and seeing all the new athletes come in and co, it's just incredible. I feel like an old head right now, being like someone who's been around for so long, but it's always been an honor to represent Mississippi State, and I'm going to keep doing that for the rest of my life.
Alumni Weekend continues throughout the weekend as Mississippi State celebrates both its legacy and its future. Great to see some of our Bulldog alumni back in Starkville. Your full weather forecast is coming up after the break.
Discovery. It tells our history and determines our future. At Mississippi State University, we're digging deep, unlocking an understanding of our past, validating it. Middle East exploration by faculty and students is uncovering evidence that unravels ancient mysteries. Scholars have long thought of the biblical kings David and Solomon as mythological figures. Our research offers evidence that supports their existence, boosting MSU into an international league of experts on archaeology. Now we're changing the way people think about the past, opening up new possibilities of understanding for future generations. Digging deeper, learning more.
Hey Bulldogs, I'm Campus Connect meteorologist Gracie Fuller here with your forecast. We're currently under a fire weather warning, level 3 out of 4. That's because we have low humidity values, but also strong winds coming through, and you can see that right here behind me. We have a cold front coming through. You can definitely see where it is. It has crept up on northeast Mississippi, so definitely strong winds through the rest of your evening. And it's definitely not a pleasant evening on campus. Behind me on our campus cam, view facing out of Davis Wade, we're sitting at 79 degrees, so comfortable outside, but we do have lots of cloud coverage. You can see that cloud coverage with that cold front coming through, and that is going to persist through the rest of the evening. So I know when people think cold front, you might think some rain, but rain's going to be very limited through the rest of the evening. By that shy of that 12 a.m. hour, we're going to have cloud cover. If you do have any rain, it is going to be very light, almost even a drizzle. But the main story with this cold front are going to be the drop in temperatures. We're going to get down to those low 40s, Bulldogs. It's below average. It's going to be quite cold. So 43 in the Golden Triangle region. It's going to be a cold start, but thankfully we are going to rebound. 68 degrees for a high tomorrow on Saturday. It's going to be pretty windy. We have cooler wind coming through from the north, but the good news is that by Sunday, we're going to see a 10-degree difference in what the high is going to be. That's because the winds are going to shift from the south, from the Gulf, bringing moisture up, and that's going to be a big story through the rest of the week. Even though we have that cold front, we are going to see a temperature rebound. So we're going to hit the 80s again Bulldogs. That is going to be above normal, but with that southerly winds coming up, bringing that moisture from the Gulf, we are going to be seeing some rain chances. We are going to see some rain chances through that mid-work week, Bulldogs, so definitely have your umbrella handy. Not going to be a complete washout until the end of the week. I know this is going to be bad news because we are traveling home. We do have our Easter break, but we haven't really seen rain the past 3 days. We are under a drought, so even though it's not ideal conditions, this can help our drought, which is really good. So the next 7 days, I have to get that jacket back out. It's going to be quite chilly. We're going to start at 43 degrees, but notice those lows are going to get back into 60s. That's what we have been seeing this past week. So we are going to get back to the 80s. Definitely want to bring the shorts, the t-shirt out again. We do have those rain chances though moving through. Not going to be anything severe weather, no big cool down or anything, because we are going to rebound. But enjoy the 80s, Bulldogs, and be safe traveling home with these rain chances towards our break.
We've got a lot to get with the world of sports. Coming up, we have state baseball, football, Spirit Squad, and a new unique record. Stay tuned.
When it comes to making the world a better place, it's all in the numbers at Mississippi State University. Our big data science researchers are creating astonishing new algorithms to model human behavior and consumer activity to identify anomalous purchasing patterns. Interpreting the data creates heat maps that can signal fraudulent activity and even predict likely cybercrime locations and perpetrators. And as the only academic institution to team with a state-level DHS agency in the study of transactional data of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MSU is helping prevent misuse while ensuring that benefits are being used as intended. These successes are opening doors for similar research partnerships with banking, insurance, credit card, and other data-intensive industries, leading to consumer confidence in online and other transactions. Making numbers count. Mississippi State University.
I'm Amelia Green, and here's your sports roundup. We're taking a quick look at everything happening with Mississippi State athletics right now. Mississippi State Spirit Squads are gearing up for one of their biggest moments of the year, with the NCAA and NDA Nationals just under 2 weeks away. Last year in Daytona, the Bulldogs won national championships in both the Spirit Rally Division 1A and Co-Ed Intermediate Division 1A, while the dance team impressed in its first ever appearance at NDA Nationals, bringing home a second-place finish. Since December, these athletes have been putting in long hours, fine-tuning every detail of the routines while also supporting Mississippi State at baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, and other events across campus. Fans will even get a chance to see that hard work up close with a national showcase next Friday at Humphrey Coliseum, open to the public. Mississippi State continues to dominate college baseball attendance, and this past weekend proved exactly why at Dudy Noble Field. In their series against Vanderbilt, the Bulldogs drew 14,834 on Saturday, and that crowd ranking as the 5th largest on-campus attendance in NCAA history. Even more impressive, Mississippi State now owns all of the top 25 on-campus attendance records in college baseball history. For more on baseball and their upcoming showdown with the rivals Ole Miss this weekend, here's Chance Roberts in the studio with more.
In what will be another key weekend for the Bulldogs, they will be headed 2 hours north for an in-state rivalry weekend against Ole Miss.
Mississippi State baseball heads to Oxford this weekend to take on their in-state rivals, the Ole Miss Rebels. The Bulldogs are coming off a strong performance last weekend against Vanderbilt, in which resulted in a series sweep along with an in-week run rule victory over another in-state competitor in Southern Miss.
Love this rivalry, right? Ole Miss, Mississippi State. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Great crowds, 2 really outstanding ball clubs. And, I've had an opportunity a number of times to compete against Ole Miss and have the utmost respect for their program. And it should just be a great weekend in Oxford. And
the Bulldogs come into Oxford this weekend, winning 7 out of the last 8 series against the Rebels, but the battle-tested Rebels, led by senior outfielder Tristan Bassetto, look to be a tough opponent for the Bulldogs, as the Rebels so far in SEC play have claimed a road win over number 2 Texas
in a series win over top 25 Kentucky. The Bulldogs will look to players like catcher Kevin Malinsky, who had 2 home runs last weekend, to keep the bats hot this weekend.
Kevin Malinsky catching all 3 games. I thought he caught the ball really well and handled our pitching staff really well. Had a couple of nice home runs and just really a pretty special weekend. And
Kevin Malinsky also had this to say about his 2-strike approach.
Yeah, definitely try to shorten things up. Just take out, reset, a little deep breaths, just calm myself down, and just go up there. Just try to put the bat on the ball and make them make a play.
First pitch is slated for 6:30 tonight as Charlie Foster will start on the mound for the Bulldogs. And now back to Amelia for spring football.
Thanks, Chance. I'm super excited to see how the Bulldogs match up against our rivals Ole Miss this weekend. Mississippi State spring football is in full swing under Jeff Lebby, and the Bulldogs are already showing plenty of energy. The offense is adjusting to Lebby's faster tempo while the offensive line works to improve after last season. The quarterback battle is still wide open, and the defense is pushing hard as new players step into bigger roles. Fans will get to see their first live look at the team during the Maroon and White spring game on Saturday, April 18th at Davis Wade Stadium, giving everyone a chance to see how the Bulldogs are shaping up for this 2026 season. After the break, our sports broadcast class shows you how they hit a home run. Stay tuned.
The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Have you ever watched a sports game on TV and wondered how it gets from the game right to your home? Skylar Aldi takes us behind the scenes to see what all goes into sports production.
College sports brings in some of the largest audiences in broadcast television.
Most sports fans love watching the game on the TV, but what they don't know is all the production that goes into making the broadcast the best it can be.
Located inside Davis Wade Stadium is the Broadcast Hub. This is where the production takes place that helps get the broadcast onto your TV. MSU student Ramaya Brown is currently taking a sports production class and says what has been her favorite role she has learned so far.
So far, we've learned about audio, replay, technical directing, and we learned about so much more, but my favorite, honestly, is audio and replay.
Students who take the class are taught what each position does and even get the opportunity to shadow roles during linear and digital games. All of these positions play an essential role in the production of the live broadcast. Caleb Ward says how his job helps get the broadcast on television.
What I do is just kind of make sure that everything is connected well back to the office, so that way you can see the game on your little TV.
Mississippi State students can get internships at the broadcast department, and some students even can get paid and work for them while still in school. Sports production brings the emotion and energy of college sports directly to an audience without them having to be at the game. Behind every moment in the game is a team working together to create a seamless broadcast. For Take 30 News, I'm Skylar Aldi.
Mississippi State officials say the program gives students hands-on experience and a direct path into the sports broadcast industry. Interested students can learn more by visiting the Department of Communication, Media, and Theater's website.
Earlier today, hundreds of kids were bused to MSU's College of Veterinary Medicine for their annual open house. Elementary and middle school students from Oktibbeha County and beyond were given the chance to learn about animal health and science, career opportunities in veterinary medicine, and participate in activities like making crafts and lassoing. They also got to interact with real on-site animals like horses and goats at their on-site petting zoo. The open house will be open to the public tomorrow from 8 to 3. And now we'll have our last look at weather with Gracie. Gracie, how does the weather look going into Easter weekend?
The weather is looking wet through Easter weekend, but we have a lot to get through before then. We are going to be starting tomorrow very cold, those low 40s, but we are going to thankfully rebound back in temperatures. We're even going to be seeing the 80s again on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I know that we love to see that, but we do have some rain chances coming in. Just like you said, we are going to be seeing not a complete washout every day, but we are going to see those daily afternoon, almost summertime rain chances, which I know isn't very ideal going home this Thursday and Friday for Easter. I know some Bulldogs might be having to drive through some rain, which isn't really good for that.
Yeah. Amelia, are there any special sporting events that we could look forward to maybe before Easter weekend, during Easter weekend?
Yes, like Chance told us, we actually are going to be playing Ole Miss at 6:30, so I hope everyone, if you haven't traveled to Ole Miss, to Oxford, turn on your TVs and support the Bulldogs that way. And then on Easter weekend, we have games Thursday through Saturday, and the fans will get a break on Easter Sunday to be with their families.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going home for Easter break, and I will be tuning in to watch our Bulldogs and support them from the comfort of my own home. I'm not going to be out in the crazy weather. It's been a lot recently. What about you, Jackson?
I'm planning on going to the river. I mean, I might get stuck in the rain, but if so, then I can just go inside and turn on the game. And I firmly believe I'm not too old to go look for some Easter eggs. So,
hey, I like
and
that
it's not going to be too hot, so my chocolate won't melt everywhere. So I'm not going to have any
I
problems.
like that a lot. I think I might go Easter egg hunting with my little nieces
I
and
support
nephews
it.
too.
Yes, that
because
sounds like fun.
It brings the kid back out of you. I don't
It
know.
does, it does.
It just sounds so much fun. Well, that's all that we have today for you folks on Your Tech 30 News. Be sure to tune into our socials to get more insights on stories throughout the week. Once again, I am Trinity Johnson.
I'm Jackson Gregg.
And you have a good night.